Okay, so now we're gonna be creating an offer using the as is contract. So we're gonna wait for this to load really quick. And for this one, we actually go to add forms package. We can go ahead and add the as is contract. So in this case, sometimes you can just add the entire thing, but I feel like that's too many documents. So usually just like to add the as is contract. In this case, this community has an HOA. And then normally we also do the FHA or VA addendum. Um, Appraisal contingency is sometimes done, but I'm not gonna go over it in this case. So yeah, let's add that to the transaction. And the first thing we're gonna go ahead and work on is the as is contracts. Okay, so we're still using this listing as the sample. And since we filled out other forms and the buyer has, like the tenant has been Vanessa Ramirez, they already did this part for us. Automatically, the system does it. The salary brands and why it is. This information is automatically filled out. Um, Here, we normally don't put anything, but if there's anything that the buyer wants to include that's not in this paragraph, we should put it there. The first thing we're going to do is here we're going to put the purchase price, whatever purchase price we're going to do. In this case, let's just do it as a full asking price offer, which would be $329. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Usually the escrow deposit is 10,000. We usually put that it is to be made within 3 days. And the expiration name is Apple Tower Title and escrow. The address I'm actually going to reference over to another offer we created recently. So I'm just going to copy and paste. You could always do this if you are unsure of some steps. Okay, so this is the information of the title company. It's not always the case. We're not always going to use Apple Tower, but usually if we're representing the buyer, that's more than half of the time we're going to be using them. This is if there's an additional deposit to be made, which usually there's not. Here we usually put whatever number, whatever amount they're financing, the loan amount. In this case, I'm not going to put anything because I'm not sure. Well, I'm kidding. Let's put that they're financing 95%. So that would be that they're financing 312,550. Okay. Here we put the time for acceptance because in this case, unlike when you're doing a rental offer, the as-is contract is like the offer. So the time for acceptance usually the same thing. We do 2 days. So today's Wednesday, we'd go ahead and put it for Friday, which is the 9th. Closing, whatever he tells you. Sometimes, usually, it's always 30 days or less after effective date. So I'm gonna go ahead, not always, but a lot of the time, 30 days or less. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that. I'm gonna put it like this because it only has a number of characters that are available. So I'm just gonna put these two together. Let's check if the property is subject to lease or occupied after or occupancy after closing. This is if the current owners are going to be staying in the property after closing, which is called a post occupancy. In this case, that's not the case. Most of the time, we're gonna put may not assign this contract. This is going to be a finance contract, and we're gonna go ahead and put 20 days, no contingency. Then we're gonna go ahead and put, it's gonna be an FHA loan at a fixed rates. Here, we're gonna go put 30, and here, we're gonna go ahead and put 5. Mhm. Obviously, he always lets you know about this. Whether it's gonna be 20, 30, 45 days. He's always going to let you know what the loan contingency period is, or the loan approval period. But I'm just using 20 as an example. And then we're gonna go down, if by any chance it is not a financed offer, if it's a cash offer, we're gonna go ahead and put this is a cash transaction with no financing contingents. Okay, over here, since we are representing the buyers, if we're writing the offer, we're gonna go ahead and put 549 transaction fee to Realty One Group. Evolution. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put 15 days for title. And we always have to select this. Let's go ahead and double check that we're doing this correctly. We usually always select NA unless he tells you otherwise. And usually for a more aggressive offer, we'll go ahead and select this one, which is seller shall pay in full prior any special assessments. But sometimes it varies, so you'll just have to double check with Esteban, he'll let you know. Yeah, over here, we're gonna go ahead and put 20. And over here, inspection period, it's always going to vary. Sometimes it's 5 days, sometimes it's 3 days, sometimes it's 7 days. It'll always vary, honestly, but for this case, we're just gonna put 5 days lately. That's usually what we've been using. Keep going down. Okay, now these are the addendums that are going to be included since this is within an association. We're gonna go ahead and put homeowners association, and since this transaction is going to be financed, we're gonna go ahead and put the FHA MBA financing addendum as well. This is always going to come up, and if it doesn't come up, you have to make sure to put it because it is very important. And then here, this should automatically come up if we go ahead and put the MLS information. And that's it. Then we go ahead and save it. And you go ahead and send it over to your party. And that's the offer.